Hi there, Alakhe. Alakhe, this is your love relationship part. The lower here, this part would be the 12 months reading. I will go through with you one by one. Okay, so let me look at your question again for now. Or your question will be whether you and your husband's relationship would succeed or not. Okay, for now is your husband refuses to come out to compromise and be transparent to you, to tell you what is actually happening. That's something hiding there. Definitely. One or it is either him or you, that's all. Refuse to come out of his or her comfortable zone to settle with the other party. Okay? And then this is Ace of Wands, that will mean Ace of Fire, Ace of Water. Right now, both of you are going through this card, where it is normal that one of the parties would feel divorce. It's normal because it is now the climax of the emotional stage. In terms of emotion, both of you are, either of you or both of you are now crazy, insane. It's like you can't one of the parties couldn't control the emotion. That would lead to the consequence where one of the parties speak the wrong words, use the wrong word, and quarrel. Or silent war. Just remain silent. So Ace of Wands, Ace of Sword would ask you all to be balanced between you two. You got to balance between spending time for yourself and spending effort into relationship. It's not easy. This is one of the tests which both of you must go through. And in fact, in the whole relationship is actually dominated by these two elements, the Strength and the High Priest. A very dominating relationship by one of the parties. It is so dominated that it's not only the Strength and the High Priest also come out. So my guess would be your husband. It's being dominating, like what I say is wrong or just being ignored. Whatever he says, I must like pretend to be listening. That's the current situation now. It's too dominant. But that's the good news is your relationship will be back to normal. As in your marriage will go through all the obstacles and reach the success, the completion. So we take this away first. This is the most important one. And why would you all must go through all this? You must be asking. Because that's the marriage. To close the earlier chapter again, to close the audience, and you have rebirth, and you have another reborn card. This is Ten of Wands. Means you go through all the way, all the obstacles, taking all these wounds, taking all the burdens, and finally both of you will be fine in terms of the relationship. So there's nothing to worry. It's just that you got to spend yourself some time. Do the things you like to do instead of just focusing in the relationship. So that's the one. For now, I will go through with you the 12 months reading. Generally, it's one of the parties doesn't care about each another. That's generally, but it's fine. That's why the emotion comes in. And the February. The February now is the other party wants to settle it. I want to settle it. I don't care. I just want to settle the relationship problem. That's February. But it doesn't work that way. So in the March is in fact asking you, stop all the nonsense in February. You can settle in March, but you got to really like how would I say, is in front of him you will got to be soft, because he doesn't take the harsh manner, he only accepts the soft manner. So you got to really be soft to him, and it is best to tell him your problem alone, like one to one, no other distraction, no TV, no other things. That's the only way, one of the ways you can talk to him, and he is prepared to listen to your problem in March. And March and April are the 2 months you could make the effort, bring him around, buy him something, please him. March and April. But the result only comes in May. Reborn. In Reborn is because I sense something in the relationship. I don't know if it is that's another something extra. There's something extra in the relationship which has to be discarded. So I'm not sure what's that, but both of you or either of you may find out what's that, the extra thing. It doesn't mean it is not only limited to the third party. That third party could also mean another woman. That's what we call third party. A third party may be the husband, maybe the parents. That would be another third party, or maybe too much focus on the kid. That would be another third party. So in the first 2 months, it doesn't work. In the March and April, we've got to tell the problem what's wrong with us and how are we going to solve that. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in May, you can solve the problem. So provided that something extra can be discarded, because I don't think it is hidden in your heart. It should be hidden in his and not you in him. So in May is a good solution, a good result. His promise, he is willing to make his promise not to repeat something else again in May, provided, oh, by the way, you got to be emotional in front of him, like, oh, I can't take it without you, I'll die if you go somewhere else, all these things, nonsense. Do that in here. May, hope the good thing in May will happen. June, okay, so yeah, this is June. Now is July. July is happy-go-lucky again. But I think there's another one person, in the picture between you and him, but I don't know who is the person. But this person doesn't really do harm. He or she just sits quietly observing both of you, but for the relationship wise, he is still being of course the dominant, and you are being the passive, or either way or otherwise. So things still go smooth, and it doesn't change the dominant relationship. It's still the same. Okay, this is July. August, the problem in August is he has his own things to do. August, but the problem is, I think you are suspecting he has something else out there in August. Something else doesn't mean woman, it can mean many things. So you got to be careful in August. I don't know what is he up to, but you got to be careful what he is doing in August. September, both of you must be busy with your own work, because there's no more mutual commitment. That's busy with your own thing, because you are doing your own work and he's not in the house, he's somewhere else outside. Okay, July, August, September, October. So you are now blurred again. Why you are blurred again? Because it's because I think the whole thing here is you are missing yourself. Because all this while you have been focusing too much on the relationship, i.e. you focus on him too much. because you would prefer to stay in the house. He would prefer to stay out of the house. That's how the problem is. And again, it's in the house. Again, this one is the direction. Okay, July, August, September, October. So November is, yeah, we like almost good in May, but it is like, how come it's back here again? Okay, it's November. So let's get a hint in November. November, it's quite dangerous. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, so for November, November wise is both of you are actually, how would I say, is you want to rely him as much as you can in terms of emotional needs. That's in November. But the problem now is you are, on the other hand, you are having conflict, and both of you are having conflict at each another in November, because he is unable to obtain that kind of emotional satisfaction in November. But on the other hand, you want more from him. It's like both parties are trying to obtain satisfaction from each another. I'm not sure that's if it's the love or something. It can also mean the sexual satisfaction, but on the other hand, you want the love satisfaction. Okay, so how do you solve that problem? So the problem, how do you solve it? So it would might be a big mess in November. So one of the ways which you can do is to go outdoor, where both of you can stay overnight. And it would be best if both of you go through a challenge out there, the moon. Like, for example, you go out there, both of you don't have money, lost your wallet, and both of you must stick together, work through that problem. That's November. If so happen you go through that kind of incident, so it would be best if both of you go to somewhere to travel where there's no people both of you will know, and both of you would need to rely on each another for this. So in December is despite being emotional at times, but at least things are like coming back to positive again. That's December. It's like finally I see something changing in December. Okay, so this is November cards. So I hope this will give you enough clarification. So we see how it goes. Now it's Monday, 1st of February. Thank you over there. Thank you.